All right, back again for another video, this one on arrays. So this one will also be short, and you can see we're still using the Java tutor within pythontutor.com because it's just really good at showing the visualization of it. So if you've already started to look at the chapter, you'll know that an array is when you have multiple blocks of memory, continuous multiple blocks of memory, to hold variables or values rather of the same type. So as if I make a variable a, I can say a equals 10, and if I visualize this, we see that we get a box in main that stores a single integer, which is 10. Now, interestingly enough, if we do all of this, and we visualize our execution, capital S, I guess. Again, my fault, not theirs. So you'll notice that we get, I haven't put anything in A yet, but we get our variable. Each one can hold one thing. And the string actually is a little bit different, but we don't have to get into that right now. But this concept of an array, and I'll move this assignment to here, is we can say something like int brackets. Let's call this items for many items equals new int 5. And let's just run this for now. Actually, we'll visualize execution. And again, the chapter has more details on this. This is just to help you visualize what's going on. And we set our first things. But here, notice not notice, but this new int 5 says, make a new block of memory big enough to store 5 integers, index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and store that into the variable item. So items now refers to that block. And we can do things like, we could use a loop, for a equals 0, a is less than 4, a plus plus, or a equals a plus 1. And we could say item sub a equals, well, let's make it 10 plus, or let's make it 11 plus a. Probably be better if I actually used the variable that I set up there. And I also, I want to make a change here, a little mistake here. Since my array is 5 ints, I want to go less than 5. But I'll just trace this through even though it goes one less, and we'll see that. So it first puts in 11, 12, 13, 14, and then it jumps out. And so you can access this by using, let's make it go up to 5, the variable name, in this case it's items, and then in brackets which one you want to get to. So you could say something like system out.println a sub 2, or you could say a sub 0 equals pi, not a, and again I'm doing things wrong, it's items, I apologize. Been a long day. Item sub 0 equals item sub 2 plus items sub 1. And notice what we do then if we print out items. So let's take a look and try to make a prediction before you run how this is all going to work. So you can pause this for a second. But now as we're running through, notice that this will go through all the times, set up all the variables there. Now we system out print line item sub 2. That's great. And then here, item sub 0 is item sub 2, which is 13, plus items sub 1, which is 12, which is 25. But notice when we print it out, we can't print it out. If we just print it out like this, it's going to print out this thing here. And what this is a representation, because it's just printing out what's in this box. So when we print out A, it'll print 5. Pi will be 3.1415. S will be hello world. But items is really, it doesn't actually hold the full array. It holds a reference to this memory that exists somewhere else. It points to it. And this is something we're going to talk a lot about over the summer. And what this notation means, it's basically brackets saying, hey, it's an array, I, of integers at this location in memory. So this is actually where it is in memory, and that's how it's showing. So if we actually wanted to print this all out, we'd have to do it something like this. And I'll use a system out print this time, just so it doesn't print on a new line, and we'll print out a sub or items sub, close the quotes, plus a plus colon plus item sub a plus, and at the end we'll do a system out print line to go to the next line. All right, so let us trace through this. And so we're just going quickly through this part that does the initial settings. And now notice that we're looping through to print it out, and it, in fact, all on one long line, and then it goes to the new line. So that's the basics of arrays. Again, the chapter has much more. Work through it, use the Slack. You all know the deal. Almost the last part of the pre-work, if you're doing this, is just the assignments for this chapter and then the final project. But I wanted to show this visualization here to show how when you create the array, when you do this new int 5 or new whatever, it makes the blob of memory elsewhere, and then it refers to it. All right, so that's it for this one.